Hello guys, welcome to a slow day at the office. Fall is upon us and I am starting to feel real fatigued. Taking breaks are important. I have not been so good at that lately, so today is dedicated to proper self-care, getting grounded and doing as little work as possible. This morning I'm gonna start out with something relaxing. Yesterday I bought this small pumpkin here. I love pumpkins and each year I carve a pumpkin for Halloween. I'll carve a motif later on in this vid, but before this I want to draw this pumpkin because pumpkins have very characteristic shapes with many funny little bumps. This makes it perfect for drawing. I haven't been drawing a lot with pencil lately, and also I haven't been drawing so much observational drawing, so now is the time for kind of catching up with that. Just using a random piece of paper here and two pencils is a good way to keep things simple and not thinking too much about how long it's been since I've been drawing and just start drawing instead and kind of mute that critical voice. Here I am just drawing a pumpkin. And one of the ways for me to get grounded when things are very busy is to just draw like simple things that you can actually touch. And especially drawing a thing that has this season to it is really nice, I think, to get in touch with the season. And it's October and fall is my favorite season, followed sharply by spring. I've always loved what some people call bad weather, such as rain and fog. In my optics, that's the perfect weather, so it makes sense why fall is kind of my favorite season. Especially what I like about fall is the smell of rain, especially in the woods. That's something that almost makes me high, and I think that fall is that time of the year where we kind of collectively go more into ourselves and reflect. If I should put myself on a scale between introvert and extrovert, I would say that my scale is heavier on the introvert side for sure. So for me, I never had any trouble with going into myself. In fact, this is where I can spend hours just juggling with ideas and thinking about nothing and everything, really. I think I'm about to finish this drawing of the pumpkin, and I'll do one single work thing for now and then take the rest day off to go outside. I've started up some work for a book that's a project for the next year, a book that's is going to revolve around wine. I can't really say much more than that. I rarely draw digitally, but once I do, I like to draw on top of some scanned sketches. This gives a really nice feeling of working on something that's already worked through, kind of like adding paint to a building that's already been built. And I can always go and freestyle a bit here and there, and yeah, just kind of going with the feel of the scan here. I like to use brushes that mime the quality of old brushes, kind of like a brush that has a nice, rich texture. In my latest Q&A, I received a question on how to create art that's flowy and free, and my answer to that is really to draw people on the street or draw a lot of quirky, especially quick gesture poses. And in this particular digital drawing here, or in this sketch, this is actually a person holding a baby. And then I just kind of switched out the baby with a bottle of wine. So this is an approach I always use when I have to create something. I go to the real world outside and then I sketch, for instance, people. Or it might be cars, or it might be a cloud or a tree. I go out in the real world and I sketch it, and I use it to kind of feed my imagination, or to have that as a design approach, because then you always get this thing from life that's what gets the thing going. Really, that's the life that you get into your drawing. So this is my general approach. And also this person walking here is actually my girlfriend who I've been drawing. I like to get in these weird perspectives. Now, as an independent artist, it can be difficult to take breaks. And if we have some independent artists out there or small businesses watching along here, you probably know the feeling of putting a bit too much into your day of daily tasks. And maybe you also work in the evenings to kind of catch up. At least that's how I feel, or often I just push myself too hard with my work and I forget to take breaks. But we gotta remember that breaks are really, really important. Visiting nature is where I allow myself to give the mind some time off, simply getting no inputs. Or that is, getting a certain kind of input. Getting inputs from nature is a very different way than getting inputs from, for instance, walking down a busy street. A clever person has coined the term soft fascination, which is where you receive less stimulated activity. It's this kind of soft fascination that I get from nature, and it's exactly this kind that helps me take it slow, not thinking or having to act in any way. And ironically, these kinds of breaks are also where I get ideas. And since I live off my creativity of getting these ideas and bringing them to life, it's very thought-provoking to know that these breaks are so important to me. Looking at animals is also a helpful tip if you experience signs of feeling stressed out or just feeling tired, because looking at these magnificent creatures is also looking at another rhythm. Basically, you're experiencing a sense of time that's not run by clockwork. And then it's just a bonus when furry friends like these want to say hi to you. If I had a larger apartment and a ton of hay, I'd sneak one of these fellas home with me, that's for sure. Ja, du er sød, er du? Ja, du er sød. Ej, ikke spis mig, ikke spis mig. Ja, der er konkurrence, Ja. Så. So, back to the pumpkin. I have a design here that I just quickly sketched. It's not advisable to use these small pumpkins actually, but I find that I could manage to do it anyway, and I like to carve out a small pumpkin instead of always doing these huge carvings. I look forward to Halloween. It's not like I celebrate it that much, other than carving and of course handing out candy to kids who stop by. It's not a huge thing to go trick-or-treating here in Denmark, but I really like the idea of American streets filled with little ghosts and Frankenstein monsters. That's kind of sweet. The day of Halloween is also the last day of Inktober, which I have participated in this year. And I'm really excited to be showing you all of my drawings, because this year I really nourished each prompt of the month. I might do 2 videos actually, one with a selection of drawings where I go more into detail, and another one in a flip-through version to cover all drawings. The small trick here when you've carved your pumpkin is to brush it over with some atamon. This is a conserving additive that is also used for jam, for instance. And adding this to both the inside and the outsides of the pumpkin actually helps to prolong the life of the pumpkin. And there he goes, out in the darkness to scare all the evil monsters away and to scare all the stress and the burned out feelings away, hopefully. I really hope you found this vlog here inspiring and also helped you getting grounded. There's just one thing to say, and that is take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.